Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Unlike any other YouTube channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, mine exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe.
So let's get into today's video. In today's video we are going to be showcasing the power of Shadow Dragonair. This is one of the OGs on the channel. I did used to run this in Open Great League and I still love to run it. I believe this meta will be perfect for Shadow Dragonair. I did run some other team comps. I tried stuff like Shadow Golbat and I got absolutely wrecked. I think I went 1-4, 1-4. There was so many electric types. I've got no idea where these electric types come from, but they were absolutely wrecking me. And also saw the popularity of Mancargo rise. So Dragonair resists Incinerate and hits back for double super effective with Aqua Tail, as obviously both rock and fire take super effective from water. So the team partners for it today are going to be Shadow Sealio, because it has a really good matchup against Charmers due to how spammy it is, and the OP poison type again protects against both ice and charm. Shadow Drapion on the safe switch. Sealio also beats other ice types, so I think this team comp is really strong. You've got two hard checks for the things that Dragonair really doesn't want to see, and I'm really looking for them fire and electric types in the lead. So without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, we pick up a lead against Dragalgie. This is kind of neutral. The Dragon Tails and Dragon Breaths are both really chunking. They throw their energy. This is going to be an Aqua Tails. We both are an Aqua Tail, so I know I will survive this. And I'll choose to bank my own Aqua Tail in case they have got someone like a Mancargo in the back. And I look to aggressively Powder Snow down with Sealio. The opponent lets me farm them down and they bring in a Mott. This is not too bad for us. We are just going to start Body Slam spamming. They actually give us a shield on the first one. I get to the second Body Slam. I'm reluctant to shield, even though I wouldn't mind switch advantage, as these poison jab mocks have the tendency to acid spray. So I'm going to let it go down. I'm going to take shield advantage. They actually go straight Dark Pulse, so good recognition by the opponent that I'd be reluctant to shield. However, I did switch out with a loaded Aqua Tail onto the Dragonair. Let's see if they want to commit a second shield. I doubt the opponent wants to go down 2 shields. So Aqua Tail does land, and we actually managed to Dragon Breath down, so that's great for us. And now instant swap into Drapion. In the back is a Diggersby. So we're still not out of the woods yet, as Diggersby is hitting us for super effective with Mud Shot and Earthquake. However, the opponent only built up to a Fire Punch, so I don't have to respect it. As I've still got 2 shields, the opponent might just go straight Fire Punch, which is possibly a smart play. I'm just going to go straight Crunch, hoping to get the defense drop. We are going to now have to start shielding up these Fire Punches. It's horrible to shield up such a naff move, but I don't want to get myself Mud Shot down. We now get to this second Crunch. Let's see if the opponent is going to give up that last shield. They do finally shield, and we're still going to need to get to 2 moves, as the next Crunch isn't actually going to take him out. I'm going to have to commit my last shield here. It's the Fire Punch, and I'll look to land this Crunch. Remember, we have got that Dragonair with a slight bit of HP in the back. Crunch lands, and it actually takes him out. You can see I was spamming out Dragonair looking to snipe, but the Crunch managed to take him out. So GG's to that opponent. In that last battle, you saw the power of Drapion. We got a double defense drop. We did almost 50% of Diggersby's HP with a Crunch, which is absolutely crazy, as they are such a bulky Pokemon. In this next battle, we pick up a lead against Trevenant. I look to try and catch the Shadow Ball onto Drapion. They actually overfarm and they throw the Shadow Ball anyway. And now they meet us with a Politoed. We're so far ahead in energy, I am hoping to get to 2 moves. Once again, fishing for the defense drop. This time we don't get it. We actually CMP tie, so I can allow my Drapion to go down, as this Politoed is now fairly low. I'm going to wait out my switch timer, and unless they build up towards the Blizzard or Earthquake, I've got no reason to shield. They actually do start building up a lot of energy, so I decide I'm going to throw this Aqua Tail to try and get rid of this Politoed. They actually shield up, so at this stage now I am going to have to shield, as I don't really want to hit with an Earthquake or a Blizzard. They just go Weather Ball, so I now switch out into Sealio, looking to try and catch the next one. The opponent is super slow to react, and we manage to Powder Snow down. The opponent is deciding what to come back in with. They come back in with Trevenant, and at this stage now I'm deciding I could probably shield this up, and I'm going to look to try and Powder Snow down this Trevenant. They realise that they would get Powder Snow down. They bring out a Bomber Snow. This isn't really where you want to be, as a Bomber Snow can beat both our last 2 Pokemon. We've got no shields. I'm counting fast moves. I'm spamming out these body slams. This body slam should draw the shield, as I don't think they want to get too low. I haven't had my switch timer pop up, so I get to another body slam. As soon as the switch timer pops up, I'm looking to snipe with Dragonair. The opponent realises they're getting low on HP and they have thrown. This is definitely going to be the energy ball, as I have no shields. We survived that. Dragon Breath registers, and now we've got an Aqua Tail locked and loaded to take this game. I like what the opponent was doing there. They was obviously trying to get enough energy for a energy ball and a weather ball, but my switch timer popped up. We managed to snipe and we take that game. GG's to the opponent. Great attempt and great recognition of their win con. However, our switch timer popped up and Dragonair manages to clutch out the game. Moving on into the next battle. We need our Shadow Dragonair into Diggersby. This is an interesting matchup. We can hit them for super effective with Aqua Tail. Obviously Fire Punch is resisted and Earthquake would do huge damage. I'm going to throw this Aqua Tail. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They actually shield up. I am going to call the bait here, as I have a great response for Diggersby in Sealio. The opponent actually goes straight Earthquake, which is great. I'm trying to get to a Aqua Tail. I'm one fast move short, and unfortunately we get farmed down. So we're now in a bit of a rough spot. I bring in the big seal. They again have the energy for an Earthquake, so I am going to shield it up this time. And the opponent baits us. So the opponent is playing really well here. However, I do get to this body slam once again. I draw the Bixby app up, which is really annoying. I don't know why my phone keeps doing that. But this body slam does take out the Diggersby, and we've got a bit of residual energy for whatever comes in. They bring in Victory Bell. This is looking rough. However, Powder Snows do hit for super effective, and body slam does draw the last shield. I switch out into Drapion. The opponent does stay in, which means we get to this crunch. Crunch should be enough to take out the Victory Bell, which it is. Let's see what they've got in the back. In the back is a Dugong. So we get to this crunch before we get debuffed. Crunch is going to do decent damage. We look for the defense drop. We get the defense drop, and this looks like a G to the G. I'm going to allow my Drapion to go down. I can bring back in Sealio, and everything from the Dugong will be resisted or double resisted. We'll double resist the ice moves, as both ice and water resist ice, and we'll resist the water pulse because water resists water. So we still have a shield. I don't really need to shield this up, but I am going to shield it up, as I'm not going to flex on the opponent, as it is a bit rude. We shield up the Icy Wind. We get to the body slam, and this is going to take this game. So despite getting nuked and a bit outplayed in the opening matchup, we do manage to come back and we take another win. So moving on into the next battle. You always love to beat a Shadow Vic. So in this next battle, we lead our Dragonair into Frostlass. Dragonair can actually win in the 2 shield. However, I decide I'm going to switch straight into the Sealio, and let's see what the opponent wants to do. The opponent is staying in. This is fine for us. I'm going to shield up the Shadow Ball, and I'll continue to Powder Snow. I expect them to switch out at some stage. They actually switch out really late into a knockdown. This is no Sealio counter. We get a great bit of lag, so I've got no idea where the opponent's energy is at. However, we've now got almost 2 more body slams loaded. I imagine the knockdown is going to have to shield at some stage. Perhaps they are running an ABB flyer team. That would be fine for us, as Dragonair would have a fairly decent matchup against most flyers. We draw a shield, which is great. The knockdown has overfarmed, and now we have got to yet another body slam. So I've got no idea what the knockdown's doing. They've now double shielded, and we've actually CMP tied. I'm going to let Sealio go down. They fire the Shadow Ball. It doesn't even KO the big thick seal. They switch out into a Wish Cache. This isn't really brilliant, as Drapion doesn't really want to see this. Dragonair doesn't really want to get nuked by the Blizzard, so I save the limited HP Sealio for a potential sack swap. The opponent hasn't even built up to the Blizzard, so I'm going to allow this Mud Bomb to go through. The second Mud Bomb will get us fairly low. I've got a decision to make. I decide to shield this up. I'm going to overfarm quite heavily. And just before they get to another Mud Bomb, I am going to take them out with this Aqua Tail. The Frostlass is at almost full health, so the extra Dragon Breaths and the Aqua Tail will be really helpful. But we're in a bit of a tricky spot. If the Frostlass manages to Powder Snow us down, we will be in a rough spot. They switch out into the knockdown. I've now got the Aqua Tail. I'm hoping this does a lot of damage. I'm hoping I get to the back-to-back. We get the Frostlass fairly low. They manage to powder snow us down. So I bring in the Drapion. I now look to try and catch the avalanche onto Sealio, which we are successful. And that is going to be a good game. So we was in a bit of a tricky spot. Frostlass ahead in energy is super scary, but we managed to catch and we win that game. I think the opponent in that matchup should have really stayed in with Frostlass when I brought in Sealio, as it has got a decent matchup. The fact they decided to switch out into a losing matchup was what cost them. Moving on into this next battle, we pick up a lead against Whiscash. Once again, we lag a turn, so they are ahead in energy. However, this is just a Mud Bomb. You can see that they are that far ahead in energy. We're not even near an Aqua Tail yet, and they're already spamming out the first Mud Bomb. Niantic, hashtag fix your game. However, getting back into this, we are going to fire off this Aqua Tail. It will do decent neutral damage to Whiscash, and they actually shield. This is a bit confusing, as I don't really know what they've got in the back, so I decide I'm going to shield as well, as I know I will get to this Aqua Tail just before they get to their Mud Bomb. So Aqua Tail would be hopefully KOing from this range. I haven't played this matchup in a while. We do actually take them out, so we win the one shield. They bring in Knockdown, so I decide to make a switch into Drapion, and in the back they've got a Kingdra. Kingdra is an interesting pick in the Great League, however it is really squishy and his moves are super expensive. We get the defense drop. If they Octazooka us, we will survive, so they're going to have to outrage us. Let's see what the opponent does. They throw the Octazooka, so like I said, we will survive. Octazooka definitely is not the move to go for there. We fire off this crunch, we take him out, just a knockdown in the back, and we've got a nice big fat seal for the knockdown. Big fat Sealio is going to have no problem clutching out this game. I'm not going to shield this first move up. They go for the harder hitting Shadow Ball, but you actually want to go straight Sky Attack as it is better damage per energy. However, we're not really bothered, we'll take that, but if you are using Knockdown, go Sky Attack in neutral scenarios as it is better DPE. And you are going to have to get to multiple moves in this situation. However, Sealio is just going to go Body Slam spam. And at this stage, we should just be able to powder snow down. And we win that game. So, we managed to go a perfect 5-0 with Dragonair. We didn't actually catch a single electric type or a single Mancargo, which was what I was hunting. However, you can see that the team does function really well. Despite not actually finding any of the matchups we were looking for, we still managed to go a perfect 5-0. So, if you like this type of content and you like the Triple Shadow stuff, I'd really appreciate if you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one.